We putting work, turning nothing into something. They feelings hurt, we turning nothing into something. Give a fuck if they don't like me, cause all this bread I count excites me. Turning nothing into something, nothing into something, turning nothing into something.
What up? What's going on, everybody? What is going on? And welcome to the Blunt Thoughts Postgame Show, a special postgame show that I was hoping would be a little fun and we could have a little fun with my special guest tonight. But unfortunately, ain't going to be no fun tonight because we're both going to be highly upset and disappointed, as I'm sure all of you guys out there are. But before I waste too much time, as he doesn't have much time, but I'm glad to have him here, and I thank him for giving us a little bit of time. Let's welcome my guy, Licatato. You know my man. You see him on WF. Oh, you listen to him on WFAN. You see him on SNY, BNNY, Sports Night, all that good stuff. But tonight he's here with us. How you doing, brother?
I mean, you know why I'm actually doing okay? Because I said this on the air, like I resigned myself to this being the reality, which makes it a little bit easier to accept when you expect. Like, how could you expect anything different at this point?
Yeah, I don't know, being an ignorant fan, being a fan that doesn't want to give up. But yeah, like you, I mean, listen, I don't want to say I resigned myself, but I called you maybe a month and a half ago on the radio where I was like, you know what? Give me a reason, Sal, because you at that moment were positive, Sal. I don't know what the heck you were thinking. And I'm watching and I'm like, I don't see any reasons for us to believe right now. I'm looking for reasons to believe. And you were like, no, they're going to figure it out. We're going to be okay. And I don't see it, Sal.
Well, think about it. They still can get into the postseason with 2 games to go. But when I was saying that was like a month ago, even if it were 2 or 3 weeks ago. A lot has happened since then that has changed things. For me, the awakening was the Saturday night game against the Rangers, where McLean threw a gem, Soto hits home run number 40. They have a 2-0 lead, and they hand it over to, like, that's the game that they need to win. They hand it over to their best guys in the bullpen, and they blew that game. And then on top of that, the way that they played Sunday, even with the walk-off Alonso win, and even worse was the Peterson start against the Padres, because if you can't rely on Peterson to get anybody out, and I don't trust Tong or Sproat, outside of McLean, like Holmes, Manaea, we don't trust. They literally I could not come up with the math with 10 games to go to figure out how the hell this team was going to have enough to get across the finish line. So that to me was the awakening. When you ask why, that's why. It took a lot for me to jump ship, but once I did, there was legitimate reason to do so, and you're seeing it play out.
Yeah, no, unfortunately. And I guess I was hoping beyond hope that eventually Sean Manaea would figure it out, but that just seemed to never happen. Kodai Senga, I mean, listen, I don't know what's up with that guy, but you're right. We were there was no way we were going to get enough innings out of the pitching to be able to make it happen. And then to top it off, we were counting on 3 young guys who just came up within the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season to take us there. And that was too much to ask. That was too much to ask from the beginning, and now we've seen it played out. Tong obviously should have never probably been up here. When we really look at it,
but those are the best options. Like, it also hit me where I'd be arguing with BT or whatever, just talking it out with people. We could talk it out, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't start this guy, and this guy needs to go to the minors, and he's like, well, I wouldn't start this guy, and this guy can't pitch. And then I'm like, you think about it, there are no good options. So even tonight, people are going to be bitching about Mendy taking out Sproat too soon. Like, are you watching the game? Or are you going to leave Sproat in there? He doesn't have it. He's not good enough. It's not a knock on Sproat. So, and there are no good options. You go to Soto and he doesn't have it. Like, there aren't. I don't recall ever seeing something like this where they can't find a pitcher to give them 5 or 6 innings, a starting pitcher to give them 5 or 6 quality innings. I'm not even saying 6 scoreless. Like, even if you could go 5 innings, 6 innings, and give up 4 runs, that's better than what they've been getting from the majority of the starters. Obviously, everybody outside of McLean.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to ask you about Sproat tonight because I was having this conversation on the live stream and some people, and they're like, oh, Mendoza again with no fuel for the game. And I'm like, what game are we watching here? The guy is getting lit up. Are we watching the same game? Yes, maybe P could have made a play there and bailed him out. Would have been nice if he could have gotten through that inning, but that was enough. Unfortunately, Gregory Soto, who's talking about, oh yes, when they were in Baltimore, I tried to impress because I wanted to be a part of helping them win, and instead he's come here and helped us lose more than anything.
Yeah, look, he's not great, but it's not just him. It's
told him.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's everything. Like, I don't think Mendy's had a great year. The starting pitching has been god awful since June. Like, any which way they've turned, been awful. Stearns did a bad job putting the team together. The players themselves have been bad. Even tonight, like the Mauricio not being alert at third base, unacceptable. Beatty getting picked off the base paths for the last couple of weeks. Clay Holmes not covering home. Alonso can't field a simple ground ball with the infield in. That cost him a run. Pete's been a butcher defensively. So and it's not just him. Nimmo in the outfield. Like, it's all McNeil in the outfield cost him a game. It's Soto not being able to play the proper fly ball in right field. Winder not like it. Like, heck, I can't believe it. I actually, because I've seen plenty of bad teams in my life as a Mets fan. I did not think this was one of them, but I was wrong. They are a bad team, and they've been playing like a bad team since June 13th, and they just continue to get worse and worse and worse, and they're limping to the finish line still with a chance, but they've been playing with fire long enough, and I believe they're going to get burned.
Yeah, you and I were both wrong, and for the same reasons. I thought they were a better team. I thought coming off of last season, they learned how to be a better team. They learned how to be a winning team. I thought they grew in their leadership and would be able to stop things like this from happening or nip it in the butt when it started happening. But instead, it just continued to happen over and over and over again. Pete Alonso told us that he didn't want to be playing, or they didn't want to be playing on the last game of the season for their lives. And here they are. They'll be lucky to be playing on the last game of the season for their lives. As the Cincinnati Reds are already winning tonight. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I'm watching it now. They're up 3-1 in the 7th.
Yeah, so am I. This is what our life has come to. Friday night, instead of going to enjoy or doing whatever the hell we got to do, we got to watch the Reds and hope that they save our season. But talking about all of these things that we're talking about, which are all indications of a bad team, indications of lack of leadership. We've seen this team lack fundamentals. It's not prepared on a night-to-night basis, whether it be guys coming off the bench, whatever it is. What do we put the blame to that? I know you and I both like Mendoza. We're rooting for Mendoza, but this doesn't look good on him.
Yeah, but I don't think he's had a great year. I think last year he had a great year. A++. This year, B+, A-. Like, you want to give him a C+? Fine. I don't think he's. What would you say?
I was gonna say B. I think it may be more like C.
Okay, fair enough. But like, what do you want him to do? The majority of their games were lost not because of the sloppiness and that stuff. It was because the starting pitchers are going 2 innings. So I don't look at this year and say I don't think Mendy's been great, but I don't look at it and say he's the problem and they need a new manager. So like, I don't think that those are his. I think Pete Alonso's not a good defensive player. Mark Vientos is not a good defensive player. Brandon Nimmo's not a good defensive player. They don't have a legitimate center fielder. So, like, go around the diamond and tell me the sloppy plays or whatever you want to, the head up their rear end. Is that really on the manager or is it on the players themselves?
I mean, yes and no, right? We gave Buck a lot of credit when he was here for having these guys prepared, for being on top of all the little things. Like, even, I forget, there were a couple of plays that we were like, holy crap. Only Buck knows to come up with these things. Even on the ground ball to avoid a double play, I forget what it was that they would slide in between the bases to try to avoid the tag, to make sure they don't get attacked, they don't get the force. You know what I'm saying? Like, little things like that, yeah, you may see it once a game, once a year, whatever the case is, but they were on top of these things. This team can't even do the routine plays right, Sal. Yeah. They can't do the routine things right. Yeah. They can't back up properly. Gets away from the catcher. The pitcher's looking at the mound, looking at his misstep or whatever the hell happened.
Look, there's plenty of blame to go around. The only person, in my opinion, that's absolved from all blame would be the owner, King Cohen, because he did he spent a ton of money. Like, I don't know how anybody could blame him. Me personally, Stearns, I would blame, and I blame everybody else as well. And I mean all the players. Like, as much as I love Soto, when he's had a monster year and he'll probably finish with 40-40, even he gets blamed for the first part of the season and from some of the other little things that have gone on with him. But when you fail to this extent, there, like, to me, there's plenty of blame to go around, and there is no one reason. There's not one easy fix. It's shocking. I'm shocked by it. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I am. But it's not just one reason for it. There's multiple reasons.
Multiple reasons. No, I know, but I don't know. I mean, we saw them have a team meeting led by the players. I just don't feel like they've, and we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I just feel like there were times that maybe Mendoza should have had a meeting, or him maybe called somebody out, and I think there were times that he maybe said something more than people give him credit for, like in the post games and stuff like that. I know a lot of it is chalk stuff, and it's annoying to listen to the whole, those guys are in there better, and they're gonna figure it out eventually.
Right, but heck, like I get that, and I think that there's some truth to some of the things. Like, I don't need him to say, well, we have a lot of talent. We're going to get out of it because we have a lot of talent. That's fine, but do you really think that that's the reason why this team is where they are right now?
The bottom line, the reason why this team stinks is, like I told you in that call that I made back then, is because we came into the season counting on a pitching staff full of question marks. Right. It don't matter who it was. Kodai Senga was a question mark.
Right.
Manaya was a question mark.
Holmes,
and then became a bigger question mark. Yeah. Holmes with the transition. Frankie Montas. Like the whole thing.
Griffin Canning, all of them. They had
even Griffin Canning with his 11 ERA, career ERA. So when you told me, well, he built depth, how good was this depth when every single one of these guys was questionable?
It wasn't, but he had quantity. Like, it was, you could almost say it was worst case scenario for almost everybody in the rotation, at least at certain points. Like, Clay Holmes had a very good year as a starter, but then when he started to lose it a little bit, that game, I think it was June 13th. Yeah, June 13th against the Rays. Yeah. When he started to lose it a little bit and he never really fully regained it, that was a problem. Peterson was an all-star in the first half. Obviously, he lost it. That's a problem. You mentioned Senga, Manaya, like all of them. Montas, nobody expected anything. But almost every one of those question marks failed. And that's like, there's nothing you can do about that. I know you can't have so many question marks, but you also can't expect that all of them are going to fail like that. And they did.
Absolutely not. Yeah, unfortunately. But going back to that June 13th game, because a lot of people do look at that game and do go back to that game and do blame Mendoza for having a quick hook there with Holmes. I forget. I think he was pitching well that day, and Mendoza took him out maybe a little early.
Yeah.
People felt like he should have kept him in there.
Right, but remember,
everything unraveled.
Correct. But remember, now I didn't have a problem with it because I'm thinking big picture. Like, Clay Holmes is what he is. He's a 5-inning pitcher. I forget the exact.
People did though, Sal. Like first guess, and I was fighting it back. I was fighting it, and then I think that was the game after the Colorado game, and he said that he was feeling a little fatigued coming into the game, and that had something to do with it as well.
Correct. So, now remember, the day before is when Pete made that bad throw and Senga went down.
Yes.
In that game against the Rays, they had a big lead. He pulled Holmes. I forget, it probably was the 5th inning, and the bullpen imploded. But my thinking was, okay, well, this is what Clay Holmes is. Like, they're trying to preserve him for the long haul. He's not a 6-7 inning guy, and you've seen that. So like, you can't even blame just that one decision. That's what happened with Holmes. It's the whole thing has just been extremely messy. And if in fact even if they do make the playoffs, which I don't think they're going to, but even if they do, it's still the same thing to me. Like, it's not good enough. Just because they get in, it wouldn't be good enough to me with the way that the entire season has gone.
Absolutely not. Like, they would have to go on a tremendous run, which I don't see how they can. I mean, you want to tell me
they can't beat the Marlins or the Nationals? Tremendous run. Come on.
Well, that's the only way that they can say this, because even this backing into the playoffs. And at the end of the day, right, what's the alternative? To not get in, and Monday night, I got to really start focusing on the Giants, or Monday morning, or whatever the hell. And listen, thankfully, we'll see what Jackson Dart is, and that gives you a little bit of excitement, and we're not here to talk about that. But I'm not ready to move on, Sal. You know how much I look forward to this. You know how much I love baseball.
Well, you get 2 games to go.
We got 2 games to go.
At least.
At least. Yeah.
I mean, look, anything. Even if the Reds win tonight, it's still like, okay, well, there's 2. Like, it's going to come down to the wire. It's just, I would never take away hope from fans. That's what a lot of sports fans do.
No, of course.
I just don't know how anybody. I was one of the, like, you know me, I'm as real as anybody, and people will say negative. No, in my mind, I'm just real. I really believed that the least this team could do was make the playoffs. I never believed in the Reds or the Giants. Once the Diamondbacks came in, it was a little bit of a different story. But I legitimately believe they're going to make it. I don't know how, even if you just date back 2 weeks ago or that Ranger series, how you realistically could expect that this team, like, what'd you think was going to, I'm not surprised at all by tonight. I don't know how people could, the answer is not, well, the Reds stink and they're going to get swept. No, they're going to win a game or maybe two or maybe more.
No, and listen, belief I lost a long time ago, and people been getting on me. Oh, you got to believe. And I'm like, I got to believe what? If I tell you what I really believe, I believe this team sucks. That's what I really believe. So you don't want me to tell you what I believe. Like, I had enough of the fake belief. It's cute. I got a T-shirt that says you got to believe. I put it on sometimes. But the truth is, I'm done with the fake, empty belief because I believe this is a bad team. That's what I believe. But hope. I had hope. I really did. I had hope. I hope that maybe this offense would say, you know what, we refuse to lose and put up a fight. I know you got Sandy Alcantara out there, but at the same time, I don't give a damn. And even before that, there's so many games where they had chances to fight back. Tonight, you had listen, Viento's coming in there, but come on, you got to give me a better at bat than that.
Yeah,
you have to give me a better at bat than that. There,
he's had a miserable year.
Tonight we saw it just almost every night.
But point is, it's still fair for people to believe or have hope with the team, being that anything can happen. They can win the next two games and maybe they do get in. I just don't feel it with this team as much as I want to, and as much I'll be excited if they do get there and hope anything could happen in the playoffs. Like, we got to be realistic here. It's just, this has been a dead team walking for a very, very long time. If you didn't think the Rangers series was bad, how do you justify last weekend at home against the Nationals in a must-have series? Like, that is as bad as it gets.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. I don't even know what to expect over the next 2 days, to be honest with you. I really don't, but
I would expect more of the same. Holmes is pitching tomorrow. What do you think he's going to do?
If we're lucky, 5 innings.
Correct. You nailed it. Like, best case scenario with the way Holmes is going is like 5 innings, 2 runs. Okay. And then you need the offense to do something that they haven't done consistently. But let's say that they even do that. Let's say Holmes goes 5 innings, 2 runs, and the Mets score 5 runs. You feel confident in 6, 7, 8, 9? Like, maybe. And that's in the best case scenario. But that's asking a lot. Now they'll have Rogers, Raley, and Diaz available tomorrow. Right. So you hope to get the offense, give Holmes a little support. Holmes gets through 5 or 6. It's going to probably then be Stanek, Raley, Rogers, Diaz. Probably get Diaz for 2 innings tomorrow if they have a lead. So, but then what happens the next day? Like, they have no pitching.
Yeah, and that's the problem, because when they do have those guys available, more often than not, they have to use them all on the same night. And I was gonna say, I noticed you did throw Helsley in there. You know, no confidence in Helsley.
I mean, do you?
Of course not. Of course not.
I know he's been better as of late. I liked Helsley, and I wanted to give him more of a chance, other than writing him off. But there's nothing he can do now that would make me feel confident. Not in this situation. Like, maybe they do use him in the 6th inning, but I wouldn't use him. Would you, with the season on the line? Trust? Like, they can't mess around here. Although we might be one of their best options. Think about it. Would you use Peterson? You trust Peterson?
I don't trust anybody.
Bingo. That's the point.
I don't trust anybody.
I trust Diaz. You have to. I trust Raley and Rogers. Like, if you're not they're not perfect, but you've got to be able to. At least if you get beat with those guys, those are your guys. Anybody else? No, thank you.
I don't know if I trust him. Even Diaz, I guess I feel a little bit better when he's on the mound than I would anybody else. But I always call it the Edwin Diaz experience, and we don't know which Diaz we're gonna get. If we get that lights out Diaz with that fire in his eyes, we're good to go. If we get the Diaz that has that glaze in his eyes and looks like confused and scared, then we have trouble. But talking about the pitching and Diaz and all of these and the guys. Okay, Mendoza, the dealt that he was the hand that he was dealt. Do you look at the rest of this coaching staff? And I know we've had the hitting coach conversation and that, but I think the pitching coach, people do say, does mean a little bit more than maybe a hitting coach. Where are you on Jeremy Hefner and the pitching lab? And
I don't understand how anybody can make a case for Hefner coming back. Like, Somebody is going to have to pay the price for this. I wouldn't make it the manager, and I also wouldn't just fire people just to fire people. How could anybody say that the pitching coach or the pitching coaches or whatever the procedure is did their job when you can't find one bleeping arm to give you 5 innings? Like, that's not asking a lot. So I don't know what happened, but they need to figure out something, and they didn't. The guys who were good elsewhere came here and got worse, and the guys who were here got worse from a year ago, got worse within the season. Peterson, Holmes, Senga, so somebody's got to pay the price for that. I'm not advocating firing Hefner, but what are you going to do? Season ends, the Mets don't make the playoffs. Is it, hey, let's bring everybody back and try it again? I wouldn't do that. No. You know?
And to me, I mean, listen, what happened to me is like they went back to what he was. Like, it's not like anybody was pro Hefner before this miraculous turnaround last year. Even in the beginning of last season, we were questioning Jeremy Hefner and what the hell this pitching lab and all of this nonsense was about because we weren't seeing the results.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Shalmania had played a catch with some dope in Central Park. Now let me stop.
Yeah.
But Shalmania changes his arm angle.
Yeah, well, what happened? You got to have another catch with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, man. And listen, this year I haven't had luck with the guys. Some guys have blamed me for some of the guys I bumped into because they've gotten DFA'd and sent down to the minors and all of this stuff. So I don't know if the guys want to meet me, but yeah, like was it more the angle with Shalmania, Severino being what Severino is, Quintana? Who would have thought we would have missed Jose Quintana so much? So I was like, you know what? I think we got what we were going to get out of Quintana. I'm fine with letting him go. We could have used a Quintana more than anything for his innings. And
But by the way, all of a sudden, Billy Epler doesn't look too bad, does he? How many people were like, "Oh, Epler sucks. Oh, why are you an apologist for Billy Epler?" Not only did he build a team that won 101 games, he's the one who gave you Tong, Sproat, McLean. He brought in Quintana, having a trustworthy lefty. I didn't think it was a big deal either at the time, but they clearly could have used that stable arm. There is something to be said about that. Hey, Stearns took a gamble, and he messed up with Montas, and that's just one. I would have brought back Manaea, so I would have been wrong on that too. I would have not touched Frankie Montas. He lit $17 million per year on fire with Montas, and that's everybody in New York could have told him that was going to happen.
Do you think? I mean, we've heard him say, and I know you got to get out of here soon. So
yeah, I'm texting right now. I think I do have to go because I get ready. I'm going to do SNY in a minute here.
Let me ask you this. He's already said pitching from within, an abundance of pitching. Do you think he has to go out there and find an established top of the rotation pitcher to bring into the staff? And do you think he will do it?
I mean, I think everything's going to be evaluated after the season. So I don't know who that pitcher is, but obviously you'd like to have some kind of established
Postgame.
Yeah, I mean, how do
you
get
make
him?
The Pirates trade you Postgame? I don't know how you do it, but go do it. He's supposed to be the genius. Listen, enough of this nonsense. Enough trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I've said it since he got here, since the beginning. I need to see him come out of his comfort zone. We know where his comfort zone is, but he has the room now to be able to make a mistake. So maybe he should have gone after, I don't know who, this past offseason, with the understanding, like, you know what, if it doesn't work out, it's not going to cripple me the way that it did in Milwaukee. Instead, he stuck. He tried to get pretty 2 years in a row, and here we are, sick to our stomachs, wanting to throw the hell up.
He did not want to go all in on a trade deadline, didn't want to do it in the offseason, and it's costly. Yeah. All right, I gotta zoom in.
What do you feel about the core, real quick? Because MEZ just put it up there.
I think if they fail to go on a deep postseason run, I would change the core.
What would you change?
Either Nimmo.
I mean, the obvious thing is Pete. Obviously,
McNeil's an easy one. I would keep Pete back only as DH. So Soto's not going anywhere. I would try to bring Pete back, but say, you're the DH. I'll give you $140 million, your primary DH. Get a real defensive first baseman, have them, split sometime over there. And I would look to either move Nimmo, certainly McNeil, and potentially Lindor. Like, I'd have to figure that out. But you can't just run it back to me. I wouldn't do that.
Sal, thank you, brother. I know this is tough for you. I know you're a busy guy. Been trying for a
Yeah,
while.
I'm sorry, dude. They're texting me now to go. I mean, you signed in a little late here. I told you I'd give you 25 minutes or so, but I got to get ready.
We just hit 25 minutes on the dot, brother. We just hit 25 minutes on the dot, but we'll do it again. I know you're trying to hide from me and stuff. Don't make me come get you. You're a little bit closer to me now, I think.
What do you mean? You didn't call my show today. I'm calling your show. I'm here on your show.
Dude, you know how hard it is for me to call your show? First off, tell Hav to pick up the damn phone. He sees my name as one of the freaking callers. And he says, oh, this guy calls too much. Maybe we'll pick up tomorrow. I don't got time for tomorrow. When I call, it's because I have time. And then, can I not stay on hold for 2 hours? I don't want special treatment, but God.
Yes, you do want special treatment, and you're not going to get it.
But I'm working. I take a break. I can't spend 2 hours on hold. So that's why sometimes I don't call, man.
All right. All good. All good. I'll talk to you later.
This is better because you can't hang up on me. I got to hang up on you. Well, you could just leave, but you won't. Thank you, brother.
All right. You're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
And there's Sal. We'll let him go, and we'll stay on here by ourselves for real quick, maybe a couple of minutes or so. But what is there to say, ladies and gentlemen? What is there to say? A rough night. A rough night to be a Met fan. It's been rough to be a Met fan in 2025. We're still going to hope against hope, even if we don't believe, even if we throw around things about the offseason and we throw around blame and we give out bad takes. At the end of the day, all we want is for this team to win. All we want is for this team to win. We want for this team to be in the playoffs. We want this team to maybe someday win a World Series. Will it be in 2025? Probably not. Probably not. But still, we're upset tonight. We'll do whatever it is that we do to pass the rest of the night. And we'll be back here tomorrow, hoping some way, somehow, this team backs its way into a playoff. On that note, thanks again to everybody, man. Thanks again to everybody that was in the live watch along and then came and joined us here. Thank you to everybody that came in and joined, mainly because of Sal. Maybe not because of Sal. I know some people that don't want to watch because they don't like Sal. Some people don't want to watch because you don't like me. Well, you know what? Tough cookies. But if you're here, we appreciate you, man, very much. And maybe we'll be back again tomorrow. Maybe not. We'll see how we feel. We'll see how the day goes. On that note, have a good night. And as always, even though they make us sick, especially the 2025 version, is always let's go Mets. Peace.
My clique full of animals and we made ourselves with minimal. Fuck you, no subliminals. Putting in this work, nigga. That's why they feelings hurt, nigga. Swear we need a hearse cause we rep our shites to the dirt, nigga. If I'm in the club, I'm